Oh boy, it's time to go into happy mode. It's actually here. Dude, it's been like a year? Nah, it hasn't been like a year. It's been a long time. I've been watching this series, Turnabout Storm and Element of Justice, for such a damn long time. Finally, we're not even at the actual finale of Elements of Justice. Is this the actual finale of Elements of Justice? I'm not actually sure, actually. But this is the end of Case 2. Actually, no, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a Case 3. Yeah, it's going to be a Case 3. There was a bump at the door. It's weird. I'm not ready. I'm not physically or emotionally ready. God, I can't wait to spend the next 3 hours of my life. Ugh. While this is 2 hours and 16 minutes and 51 seconds, I'm going to make it 3 hours. I will probably be watching this for the next 3 hours. Oh, here we go. Previously, I actually need to watch the previously.
Fiercely planning some kind of story from the very beginning. Sugar Stamp and Private Eye, somehow they're also a part of it.
I managed to test the blood that Apollo Trucy and I found in the trees the other day. It belonged to Royal Order. You remember the remaining suit of armor?
No.
I managed to find it. I noticed that the left side of the body plate had a particularly ugly dent in it.
Whatever happens in this trial, help my mom, no matter the cost.
Sweetie Belle was neither the one to make the tourniquet, nor the one to get the healing potion from Zecora.
It's all gonna come back to me, I swear.
Silver Spoon!
When Sylvie came into my bedroom with the magazine, I saw she had a small patch on her coat that was stained red.
The defense believes that the pony who broke into Carousel Boutique was none other than Silver Spoon!
Okay, yes, that makes sense.
All of this,
yes.
We now know the true identity of the pony who sent that anonymous tip. That can only be Sweetie Belle herself. The fact of the matter is that this clone never existed in the first place.
What's happening with Diva again?
Coming from Royal Order, it
I'm
must
scared.
have come from some pony else.
You mean who killed Royal Order?
There's only one pony who could have, and
Diva.
that's the son of the victim himself.
Oh, that's right, she...
Turning page!
Oh,
that's
right.
Enough. Your Honor, my son didn't kill my husband. I did.
Yeah, that's right, she
The truth
confesses.
is out in the open now, and all that's left to shield it is one final testimony from Miss Devotion.
Ooh, getting the shiver. Oh, getting right into it. Oh my god.
My husband teleported us to Froggy Bottom Bog to search for our son.
Alright.
Finding nothing, we decided to travel up the path to the crossroads, then afterwards to the Nightmare Knight statue. During our search, we began to talk about turning page.
What did you talk about?
It was a difficult topic.
What?
One
No,
that
what was
erupted
the
into
argument?
a bit of an argument. Things got out of hoof, and in a blind rage, I ended up knocking Royal Order into the base of the statue, killing him instantly.
It's always a statue.
After realizing he was dead, I did what I needed to do in order to cover up the crime.
Damn, alright. Damn, okay, sure.
I see. And this, then, is what you claim to be what truly happened that night.
There's a lot of
How
what
your
people claim to
husband
happen
was
truly that night.
That's right, Your Honor.
So it would
Truly?
seem. But tell me this, Miss Devotion. You say you did what you needed to do in order to cover up the crime. But why did you move the body and lead us on this wild goose chase?
That's easy enough to answer. I wanted to make it look like Royal's death was an accident, that Timberwolves had killed him, not a pony. I knew that his death, once it was discovered, would be regarded with great suspicion.
Still, there's so many other details.
Of course. He was a member of the Royal Guard, after all. And, well, on track to greater things.
What greater things?
Greater
I don't
things?
remember.
Does she mean...
What?
To further
I don't know what
complicate
you
matters,
mean.
The fact that he died on the base of the statue meant it would be hard to make it seem like Timberwolves had killed him. So, I needed to remove any possibility of him dying in any other way. The most immediate way to do that was by getting rid of the body altogether. My initial thought was to sink it into Froggy Bottom Bog, but I had to remove his armor first. Once it was off, I carried him away with my magic. However, doing so left that blood trail, the one found at the crossroads, behind,
that doesn't make
leading
sense.
back to the statue.
That does make sense.
That explains why Royal didn't have any armor on him when Scootaloo ran into him later.
No, why does this make sense?
In any event, while moving the body, I heard a clang coming from the statue area.
Why a
I
clang?
immediately left the body at the crossroads and rushed back. I didn't find any pony, but I was worried. The fact that there was a clang meant some pony had been at the scene. I was also worried because I could hear Timberwolves fast approaching.
The scent of the blood must have attracted them to the area.
Dude, I'm just like not
There was
even
no
talking,
time to
dude.
waste.
I'm
I
so
used my magic
focused
to
right
lift the
now.
blood on the statue, as well as the armor, and brought them to the clearing through the trees.
How did you lift the blood?
Why both?
As the Timberwolves were in the area, I hoped that they'd lap up the blood if I left it in the clearing for them
What do
to
you mean
find.
lap up the blood? Do you mean eat the
I
blood?
also hoped
Sniff
that
the
they'd
blood?
maybe gnaw
Drink
on
the
the
blood?
armor.
Thereby leaving traces of their presence at the scene, further corroborating the story you were concocting.
Exactly. I figured that it'd be an easy enough story to believe. Murder doesn't occur in Equestria, but accidents? Those are easier for us to digest.
That
I feel like a
explains
murder
the
has
armor.
happened in
But was
Equestria
it
at
just
some
the
point.
chest plate you took into the clearing?
No, I also took the helmet, but I didn't leave it at the clearing. I chose to carry it with me so I could dispose of it later.
In the
Why
trash.
would you want to dispose of it?
Because of the hole on the side,
Why?
right where Royal Order had
Oh.
been impaled. If any investigator found that helmet and that hole, they'd be able to dismantle my story.
So
Well,
you finished setting up the parameters for this story. What did you do afterwards?
Well, after I left the Timberwolves to their feast, I returned to the statue to make sure I didn't leave anything behind.
but
Then I
you
headed back to
did.
the crossroads to retrieve Royal Order's body.
This is a long testimony.
But what?
The body, it was missing. Vanished somehow.
Vanished?
Why?
Didn't you find that odd?
I mean, bodies go vanishing all the
I
time.
did. I'm not a fool, Miss Sykes.
I am.
At the time, I thought perhaps my luck had changed, that the Timberwolves really had eaten the body, even though I hadn't seen any wolves yet. Still, it has been bothering me. And up until now, I didn't know how the body could have vanished.
You know, guys, can you believe it? It's been 6 minutes and 51 seconds, and I haven't paused the video yet. Can you tell I'm focusing very hard right now?
Up until now?
It should be obvious, shouldn't it? That body couldn't have moved on its own. No, some pony else must have moved it.
But who?
And that pony
Oh,
was Sugar Stamp.
okay. Okay, now we're getting
Sugar
somewhere.
Stamp?
We're getting
How can
somewhere.
you say that?
We are getting
Actually,
somewhere.
Princess Twilight, I don't have to say that. You and your partner already did it for me.
Okay.
We did?
Okay.
That male pony, Sugar Stamp. She had a badge with a similar shape as the mark on the wagon.
Oh, man.
You know what this means, right?
This background music's got me
Yeah.
jamming.
That male pony was in the forest that night.
Do-do-do-do.
Time is up, defense. You've had enough time to discuss. Have you concluded who may have left the mark on the wagon?
The defense has identified a possible suspect, Your Honor.
And who might they be?
The defense formally accuses the male pony by the name of Sugar Stamp.
Nice. Good
You
job.
said it yourself. That mark proves Sugar Stamp moved the body to the castle ruins. But I don't think she did so just to frame Turning Page or
Yeah,
Scooter.
why would she move a random
Why?
body?
Why would she move it?
Yes.
Earlier, Sugar Stamp said she'd been in the forest.
Okay, okay,
Now,
okay,
I hadn't
okay.
seen her at all, but she surely must have seen me. She must have also seen what happened at the statue.
Oh, so she was caring for a friend.
She witnessed you killing Royal Order?
That would be the most probable explanation. After seeing that, she would have wanted to protect me.
Yeah.
So, while I was otherwise occupied at the
You ever just like flying over a forest, you know, you see one of your friends just actually murder somebody and that somebody was your husband, and you're just like, oh, huh, I guess I better protect my friend then. Wait a minute. Wait, so if you tell me this, if you were to see your friend kill somebody, kill somebody. Actually, no. But if no, it was an accidental killing. So if you saw your friend accidentally kill somebody, actually, you know what? That's fair. You know what? It's fair enough. I'm stupid. I'm a little bit wonky.
The clearing, Sugarstamp took Royal's body and dumped it at the castle ruins. As for why there, well, you pointed out one possibility, Miss Sykes. She was trying to pin the murder on Turning Page and Scootaloo, and make the ruins look like the real crime scene. But I think there's another possibility.
But why was she doing a Turning Page?
If she had seen the blackmail exchange, and the ponies involved, she could have been trying to pin the blame on maybe Diamond Tiara, or Silver Spoon. But that isn't for me to speculate on. In any event, I believe Sugarstamp was trying to protect her friend. And that's why she decided to provide a false confession, with help from Detective Private Eye.
I see. And for Private Eye to have helped her, then, that must mean he was also trying to protect you.
I believe so. Royal was his friend.
Okay.
Perhaps
Connection.
Private Eye felt that he had to do justice by him, for me.
What about the bruises that we found on Turning Page? They still place him at the crossroads where Scootaloo crashed.
Right. And Silver Spoon and Zecora's testimonies can't account for his whereabouts after he fled the castle. The bruises are the only things that we have that can explain where he went. You can't just dismiss them, Fair Devotion.
God, this is so complicated.
But I'll keep to my word. Something you ought to learn, Miss Sykes.
Bro, hey. Stop slapping
those bruises
the fence.
Place him at the crossroads, they in no way demonstrate any involvement Turning might have had with his father's death. For all we know, sometime during that night, while fleeing, he might have teleported to the crossroads in an attempt to get out of the forest quicker. He is a gifted unicorn, after all.
Can he? I don't
just
think
like
he can teleport. Can Turning
He'd
teleport?
have seen the body before Sugar had moved it. At the same time, he might have heard Scootaloo coming, and then propped himself next to the body. The crash occurred, Scootaloo ran off, the bruises formed, and after a time, Turning managed to flee the forest too. All without having anything to do with what happened to Royal Order.
If that's the case, then Turning Page, why haven't you said anything until now?
It's as I said before, Princess Twilight. Royal Order taught his son the importance of taking responsibility, even for things he has no control over.
Dang.
He kept silent then, in order to protect me.
Dang.
The court appreciates you clarifying matters for us, witness. Now then, normally, this would be when the cross-examination would occur.
We just basically had it.
You feel as though it, along with Miss Devotion's further comments, have answered many of our questions.
Yes, dude,
and that a cross-examination would be nothing more than a formality, changing nothing. Correct, Your Honor?
Dude.
Indeed.
My God.
I think of no discrepancies within it that a cross-examination would reveal.
Dude, me neither. Oh my
Honestly,
God, that was like...
me neither, Athena. Fair Devotion's words add up.
That was crazy.
Her words do. But I think that you and I have noticed that it's not always words that matter in a
That's
testimony.
true.
It's also the witness's heart, their emotions.
Then that means you must have heard
That's
some discord in her
true.
heart?
Unmistakably.
Ooh.
And I'll bet anything that if we can figure out why it's there, we'll be able to unearth
The
the
argument.
truth.
The argument.
Which means another therapy.
Let's go!
That's right.
Therapy! Slam that
Your
desk. Let's
Honor,
get some therapy
The
started.
defense requests that instead of a usual cross-examination, we conduct a therapy
Yes!
session in its place.
Everybody needs a little bit of therapy. Let's
A
go.
therapy session, you say? Well,
Qualms.
I have no qualms about that.
Qualms.
Prosecutor
Qualms.
Luna, do you?
Qualms. No, not qualms. Qualms. Qualm. An uneasy feeling of doubt, worry, or fear, especially about one's own conduct. A misgiving. That is a good word, dude. Qualm. Dude, that word is awesome to pronounce. Qualm. Yeah, qualm. Let's qualm it
We do
up.
not object to this idea, Your Honor. If the defense wishes to do so, so be it.
Yes! Thank you, Prosecutor
I wish I
Luna.
had some funny jokes to
All
say
right,
about
then.
therapy, but I
In
got
that
nothing.
case, hold it!
What? Hey, I want some therapy. Come on.
Ugh. If that's the sort of look teachers give when they're about to scold you,
Yeah.
I think I might have dodged a bullet with all those days off.
Why'd you take so many days off?
What's wrong?
Your Honor, Prosecutor Luna, surely after everything you've witnessed, you
I mean, the
cannot
therapy session
seriously
worked
permit Miss
last time,
Sykes to
didn't it?
continue this charade.
Charade? What are you talking about?
I'm gonna slap
That
you.
naivete, that ignorance.
Naivete.
That is what I mean.
Miss Devotion, I believe it would benefit all of us if you would refrain from being coy.
You koi
Fine.
fish.
Then allow me to explain myself. Miss Sykes, why did you take this case?
I mean, I did it because I wanted to defend Scootaloo and Turning Page.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And how have you gone about defending them?
By
Let me
defending
offer
them.
you a fresh reminder.
You accuse Sakura. Oh god, she's got the slappy stick out. Oh,
First
stop.
course of action you undertook was accusing Zakora.
Yes.
A ludicrous claim, to be sure. One backed not by evidence, but by conjecture. You were
I'm really loving how, like, all the actions Athena has taken in both her being a novice and still learning how to be, you know, an attorney. I love how they're taking all of that stuff, constantly just playing with it, just being like, hey, this is how it affects the trial. This is how Athena's mistakes will affect the trial and now and in the future. And it continues to have this just cause and effect with it. And that's so cool. And I feel like with the finale, they're like really building it up to like a fitting end to be like, all right, this is where Athena finally gets past like all the freaking mistakes she made. This is where we like do some like character ascension into character heaven.
You were
gonna be
perfectly
good.
willing to besmirch Zakora's good name
Besmirch,
if it meant you could
besmirch. Why there's so many good words? Damage the reputation of someone or something and the besmirch. Bro. Listen, I have some qualms about you besmirching me. Why are there so many good words?
save Turning Page and Scootaloo.
I know, but
Following that, you turned to an even more fantastic avenue of explanation.
Clones.
Boldly claiming that there were clones involved.
What if there were clones?
yes, but we just proved that there weren't any clones that night.
And that's my point.
Is your point?
You're
you made
stupid.
one assertion in the previous trial. Then at the end, you made a completely different one. And here we are, rolling our eyes at you changing your mind yet again. Zakora
Well, I mean-
is the killer. Oh, sorry. She isn't actually. My mistake, Your Honor.
Well, excuse me.
There are clones involved. Now that I think about it, that's not true at all, is it?
This is a complicated mess. We're all trying to figure this out together.
You've changed your entire stance so many times that I'm not sure you even know what you are trying to do.
Hang on!
Yet, as if that wasn't enough, you began this case with the intention of defending my son.
And that's
and now it would appear
what
you
she's been
intend
doing.
on closing it by doing the exact opposite. Accusing him of killing his own father. Why?
Why? Because it...
It's because it'd be the most convenient for you.
Damn.
Miss Devotion, what are you saying?
Let me put it plainly, Your Honor. Miss Sykes promised she would defend my son. Now she isn't. She has, in fact, made many promises throughout this trial, only to renege every single one. Each time you changed your argument, it was to pursue whatever narrative would, conveniently, make it look like you knew exactly what you were doing.
That's
I
true.
have half the mind to think that you went into this case not to defend my son, but in order to prove yourself as a lawyer.
I would say
Well,
it's
you've
both.
proven something, all right. You've proven you'll stubbornly stick to your own theories, your own misguided notions, all in order to make yourself look capable.
God, this is such
Even
good
if
character
you're
writing,
going
my
back
god.
On your word. But let me tell you something, Miss Sykes. Any pony who does not stand by their word is not worth the time of day.
God damn.
Fair Devotion?
Hey, they did the face.
Miss Devotion, that is enough.
Honestly,
Is it?
keep going. I'm
Then
loving
let me
this.
ask you this, Prosecutor Luna. Do you honestly believe what Miss Sykes is now claiming? That Turning Page killed his own father? Can you honestly take that at face value, given her previous actions?
It is a most distressing theory. One that is difficult to swallow.
Pain's
That
starting.
may be quite the
Pains
understatement coming from you.
flowing.
And you, Princess Twilight.
Me?
You're
What
a
did Twilight
princess
do?
of friendship, aren't you? Tell me, would a friend, a
true
true
friend
go as
helps
far
a
as
friend
to
in
accuse
need?
the pony she vowed to save?
Twilight?
What about those in the gallery? Those who have been watching this trial since the very beginning. You've seen exactly what I've seen, heard exactly what I've heard. Surely you cannot ignore how dubious Miss Sykes appears. She's no lawyer by any measure, nor a psychologist.
How do you know she's not a
She's
psychologist?
merely a
She's
child,
Whoa, damn.
blindly chasing equally blind
I would say she's a
ambitions,
qualified psychiatrist.
with
or a
no
therapist.
regard
I
to
don't
how
know. I
they'll
don't know.
affect those around her. Isn't it time we stop pretending to think she's anything but?
Dude, we started this trying to give Fair Devotion a therapy session. Now we're giving Athena a therapy session. Very harsh one.
Bear's right. That human has flip-flopped too many times.
And now she's accusing the poor colt.
How despicable! Insert Daffy Duck.
How could anyone do such a thing? It's
She's not a pony.
Order! Order!
I would like
Mr.
something.
Devotion, I do believe you've said quite enough. I will not permit more slander in my courtroom. Otherwise, I will hold you in contempt.
Oh, she
I
retracted the
understand,
slappy
Your
stick.
Honor. That was everything I needed to say anyway.
Let it be
My
so for
God.
the time being, then. Miss Sykes, I do believe... Miss Sykes?
Oh, she's not good right now. Oh. There's a joke I can make here, but it's not a very good one. Oh gosh.
What am I doing? I can't let Fair's words get to me. And yet, I know that she's right.
Listen, in
The
math,
only
nobody
pony
can
who
hear you
killed
scream.
Royal Order was his son, Turning Page. Amazing how in one moment those words could sound so certain.
You gotta chase the
And
truth.
then the next, they sound only empty and hollow. I can't deny it. It was my arrogance, my hubris,
Don't
my
be Icarus, you
relentless
dummy.
unwillingness to look at the greater picture that led us to today, to accusing Turning Page, to going back on my promise to him. And now, not even those who I thought were on my side can stand by me. Prosecutor Luna, you believed in turning in Scootaloo's innocence. You trusted that I would prove it to the court. I can't even begin to wonder how you're feeling. How betrayed you must be. Would 1,000 apologies across 1,000 nights ever make things right? And you twice.
I'm sorry I'm pausing, but I just have to say how complex this whole narrative is, with how each character affects certain things. The writing on this is so phenomenal. Like, it is impressive how they can balance so many different, like, plot details and character things and just mysteries, just literally everything, to the point where it all has cause and effect. It all makes sense. It all connects. It is insane. Like, it's all... There's no way this was not planned from the beginning. You're lying if you're telling me that this was not planned from the beginning. But every just little thing that they just planted in to just have this come up in this moment. It's so good. I could never dream of writing something this insane. It is so complicated. I don't know how you guys did that. How?
Twilight, you, who said you'd stand by my side to the very end. Was this what you had in mind? The two of us facing the consequences of my actions yet again. All this pain, the suffering.
Also was acting on
I
point.
couldn't face the truth until it was staring me right in the face, leaving us with... What exactly? If we accept what Fair's saying, if we accept her lie, then while Turning will be free, Fair will be banished forever, leaving him alone. But if we reject the lie in favor of the truth, that he was the one who killed his father,
oh my god,
won't that be just as bad? Fair will be let go, but Turning...
Oh my god.
Can I ask you to do something, Miss Sykes?
No.
Whatever happens in this trial, please help my mom. No matter the cost.
This is what you're referring to. You knew your mom would pull something like this, but you don't want her to take the blame for you. Private Eye and Sugar Stamp, you both look scared too. But you must know that it's the truth, that Turning killed his father. You must know. And equally, you must not know what to do about it. And you, Fair Devotion.
Dude.
You look confident.
But you got the discord in your heart.
Can take the blame for your husband's murder all in order to protect your son. But your heart and the discord in it.
I just said
telling me otherwise. You're hurting having to do this. Everyone. Twilight, Luna, Fair Devotion, Private Eye, Sugar Stamp, Turning Page, Scootaloo.
And me, not you, Athena, me.
Everyone is hurting because of this case. There isn't a single good outcome. Whatever I do next, it's gonna result in us losing something. But what am I willing to lose?
That's a tough question.
Is that the question, though?
I don't know.
Is that what I need to answer? Or is that what just landed me here in the first place?
Oh my god.
In the first trial, I wasn't willing to lose. Losing would have meant Scootaloo and Turning would be found guilty. And it would have meant that I wasn't a capable enough lawyer. That led to me accusing Zecora, then believing clones were involved. All because I thought this was about winning and losing. But is it? Is being a lawyer about winning the case?
It's about chasing the truth.
No, of course not. That's why I ended up accusing Turning Page. Being a lawyer isn't about shouting objections. It's not about pointing fingers or slamming desks.
I would like it to be that way.
It's not about winning a case with a fancy display of logic and reasoning. If it was all that, I wouldn't have been a lawyer in the first place. No.
Slam that desk.
Lawyer because...
Slam that desk.
Want to know something? I didn't even want to be a lawyer when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Got the mom situation.
The main reason why I studied law and psychology in the first place was because I wanted to save a dear friend. He was accused and convicted of murdering my mother when I was younger, and I studied as hard as I could so I could free him.
I didn't become a lawyer because I wanted to win. I became a lawyer because I wanted to save someone. And in saving them, I wanted to save and show to the world the truth I always knew existed.
Now that you know, slam the desk.
Have I always known that? Maybe I have. But that doesn't matter. Trials and courtrooms, lawyers and clients, innocence or guilt, it's not about what you're willing to lose. It's about what you're willing to save.
Undertale, baby.
What's that look on your face, Miss Sykes?
Is the look about
Everything
me
you said
sprouted
about me,
slamming
Fair
the
Devotion,
desk?
is correct. I am naive.
Bam.
I am reckless.
Mm.
And I have, consistently, changed my stance throughout this case.
You go,
and
girl.
I recognize that that makes me look hopelessly lost. Like I have no idea what I'm doing.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Maybe I don't. Maybe half the time, it feels like I'm stumbling in the dark, fumbling for a switch. And the moment I find it and flip it on, it becomes apparent that how this trial has progressed, with all of its twists and turns, is mostly my fault.
Oh, God.
I accept and admit that much.
Okay.
Is that so?
Okay.
Well, I am glad you at least have the maturity to take some measure of responsibility.
But I'm not done yet.
Yes. But even so, though I accept that I've made many mistakes, I refuse to let that
Dude,
stop me.
music! Mm.
Refuse?
It doesn't matter what you think of me, Fair Devotion. If you really do consider me nothing but a child. It doesn't matter if the gallery or court agree. What matters is that I resolve to continue down this path I've started us on.
Slam the desk!
In pursuit of the one and only truth. No matter what you or any pony else has to say about me.
Get slapped on.
I see. Then that must mean you understand what I've said is the truth?
Far from it.
Excuse me?
Nothing but
I know
the
you
truth.
want us to accept that it is the truth, Miss Devotion. And I know why you need it to be. But I can tell you from personal experience, taking the
You're
blame
stupid.
for someone else's crime is a short-term solution that can only end in tragedy later down the line. And that may be fine to you, but it's not fine to me. It wasn't then, and it won't be now or ever again.
Get smoked on. Get smoked
In that case,
on.
Miss Sykes, what will your next course of
Throw
action
them in
be?
jail. Throw
If you
everybody
don't
in
mind, Your
jail.
Honor, I'd actually like to discuss that with my co-counsel before I say anything else.
Alright, Twilight,
Very
who should we
well.
throw in jail?
Though please be quick about it.
Hopefully that's convinced Fair that I'm not backing down any longer. That just leaves Twilight.
Huh? Yeah, Athena?
Twilight, I
Words
want
must have
2
shaken her
cheesy
up quite badly.
cheeseburgers.
Okay. I need to be clear about this. I want to be upfront about this. I'm going to push for using the mood matrix on Fair's testimony, but I want to know what you want to do.
What I want? Why me?
Well, you are the
Because
co-counsel.
we're a team. Everything we've gone through, the good and the bad, every mistake, every triumph, we share that responsibility. I know that right now, you're feeling scared about that responsibility. I understand. You may be a little uncertain as to if you can keep trusting me.
No! Never!
Dude,
Even
I
if
feel like
that
I'm
is the
going...
case,
when
I
the
want
3
you to
hours
know
are up, I feel like I'm going
I
to
fully
cry.
believe that using the mood
Quite
matrix will
possibly.
lead to the best outcome. But if
Possible
something goes wrong,
foreshadowing.
and if there are consequences to this, it won't be just you facing them. It'll be me as well. In good times and in bad, I promise you, I'll share those burdens, no matter what. But I don't want to push you to take on this task with me if you don't want to. That's why I'm asking what you want to do. And if you want us to do something else, we'll do that together too.
You're certain that using the mood matrix is the best course of action?
Positive. No matter what Fear Devotion thinks. Or maybe it'd be more accurate to say it's precisely because of what she thinks.
Then I'm game.
Ding.
Let's do it, Athena.
Alright.
Whatever happens next,
Let's
happens
go.
next.
Let's do it.
Thank you, Twilight.
Defense? The court would like to have your answer.
And we
Your
do.
Honor, the defense stands by its request to conduct a therapy session with Miss Devotion.
Let's go.
That's
Therapy.
absurd. After everything you've done, why should I be subjected to such treatment?
Because therapy is magic. Oh,
Witness, it may be true that the defense's position has been flawed since the beginning of this case. Be that as it may,
but
the position is irrelevant in the matters of the courtroom. Evidence is what counts. And the
the
evidence the defense
truth
has
is
put
what
forth,
matters.
at the very least, shows that there is more going on here than what you claim. To that end, the prosecution wholeheartedly supports the defense's motion.
Thank you, Luna. Thank you, Luna.
The court agrees.
Oh.
Fine. I suppose I can tolerate these antics a little longer.
How long is a little
Sykes,
longer?
you
We
may
still
begin
have
your
like
therapy session when you are
hour and
ready.
a half left.
You got it, Your Honor.
Ding. Smile.
Wow, I'm still so impressed with this technology, Athena. It's amazing.
I mean, it's not that
That's
bad.
my mother for you. She and the engineer she worked with were a great team. And it's
I
thanks
mean,
to them
that good.
that we have the ability to clear up this testimony.
My God, she's off the charts.
That's a lot of noise, though.
Yeah, I expected as much. Miss Devotion is desperately trying to keep everything under wraps.
But we can't let that stop us.
And we won't. Time to kiss this noise goodbye.
Moi. The smile.
My husband teleported us to Froggy Bottom Bog to search for our son.
She is very sad right now.
Finding nothing, we decided to travel up the path to the crossroads. Then afterwards
She's
to the
angry?
Nightmare Knight statue. During
My
our
God, my
search,
brain.
we
Oh my
began
God.
to talk about
Whoa.
Turning Page.
Jesus.
It
Oh my
was
God.
a difficult topic, one that erupted into a bit of an argument.
Is there a happy in here?
Got it.
You got it. Sure, you got it. Okay,
Miss
sure. Got it.
Devotion, this argument you had, it must have gotten you very angry.
Obviously.
Yes, what was the argument?
And yet, I couldn't help but notice you sounded sad and shocked, along with being angry. Is there any reason why that comes to mind?
None whatsoever. Your little toy must be wrong. I distinctly recall being angry and nothing else.
Well, what was the
That
argument
was
about, please?
admittedly a long shot, especially since she's trying to cover everything up. Still, I wonder, what even incited the argument in the first place?
What was the
I
argument?
know she said that they didn't find anything, but what if they did? And what if it led them to talking about Turning Page? At any rate, you say you were angry with Royal Order?
Beyond angry. Furious, in fact. To the point that I didn't even have
You
to
can
think.
no, you can find a better word than furious. Hold on a minute. You used besmeech? You used besmeech? That's a good word, you know. You can find a better word than furious. Better words than furious. I could have used enraged, raging, infuriated, inflamed, incandescent, fuming, boiling, seething, incensed, irate, frenzied, raving mad. Or the best one yet, very angry.
When I kicked him into the statue.
Kicked him? That's
Ah.
odd. If you kicked him hard enough for him to be impaled at the statue's base, then how do you explain this?
That's
The
Royal's
dent.
armor.
The dent.
Indeed.
Isn't there a
But
dent?
surely, looking at it, you can see why I need an explanation for what we found on it.
Forgive me, Miss Sykes. Could
Yeah,
you
I'm a bit
explain to the
stupid here.
court
Could
what
you
mean?
explain as well?
Gladly, Your Honor. Look at the left side. Do Do you see that dent?
Yes.
I do.
Does that dent look like it was made by a set of hooves?
Oh. I don't know.
No. It looks
Think about
more
that
like
one.
something somewhat rectangular.
Rectangular?
Exactly, Your Honor. Something rectangular. Meaning the dent could not have come from some pony kicking the armor, as Miss Devotion has just claimed.
That's right. But then, how do you explain
Hammer.
the dent?
Miss Devotion
Hammer.
can't,
I don't know.
I think I can.
Brick.
Based on what the Mood Matrix revealed, and how I've already claimed that Turning is the real culprit,
Turning was there.
the object which formed this dent in the armor must have been... Take that! Turning's own wooden sword!
Yep, I knew it.
That's just
Didn't
not
say it,
possible.
but I knew it.
Turning wasn't anywhere near the Nightmare Knight statue. Plus, he had his sword with him the whole night, remember? He certainly had it when he attacked Diamond Tiara. More than that, though.
Let me finish for you, Miss Devotion. You're about to say that afterwards, Turning couldn't have used his sword. Is that right?
No, actually, no, I was about to ask for a McDonald's
Why do you say
cheeseburger.
that, Miss Sykes?
Because, Your Honor, Turning's sword broke when he hit Diamond Tiara during the blackmail exchange.
It broke.
Exactly
Just
my
like
point.
my soul.
Even if Turning was near the statue, he could not have used his sword to attack Royal Order.
That would appear to be the case,
Dude,
sure.
they're zooming
But
right
that
now.
becomes entirely irrelevant when we consider a couple of factors.
Irrelevant?
Oh my
Right.
God, bro.
Turning Page is a unicorn. You just admitted to us that he can teleport. So, he could have used his magic to teleport to the statue at some point, bringing his sword with him.
And more
Exactly.
than that, he also could have used his magic to hold the pieces of his sword together.
Bro.
He teleported there after he attacked Diamond Tiara. He could still have used the sword to attack Royal Order. It would have been just as effective in two pieces held together by magic as it would have been whole.
But teleporting to the statue would have required that he knew where the statue was. What proof is there that he'd ever been there?
That's easy. He would have gone there many times, thanks to a certain Nightmare Night tradition.
Yeah, Nightmare Night. Bring me something sweet to
It's
bite.
for Nightmare Night. It's a holiday where fillies and colts
Dude,
go from house to house
everything
collecting
said
candy.
in this thing
And then,
is
at the end of the
important.
night, we all come here and give up some of our candy so that Nightmare Moon will gobble us up.
Since that tradition involves bringing candy to the statue, it's not unreasonable to think that, at some point, Turning would have visited it during the holiday. Your Honor,
My
the
God,
defense
this
requests that the dent
music.
in the armor be tested against the sword. I believe it will show that the two are a perfect match.
Oh,
I'd
music's
also
gone.
like to pause the current therapy session until this test is done. Is that okay?
Sure, thank you.
Granted.
Yeah,
And
cool.
yes, that's fine by me. Prosecutor Luna?
I see no problem with either of these requests.
Very well. Bailiff, make haste with this test.
Make haste with the test? Okay. And that's where we're going to call it. We're gonna do a bit of a commercial break here. I'm gonna end the video here. There will of course be other videos coming. Hey, don't think of it that way. But yeah, if you're watching this in the distant future, then you could just watch the video right now. Don't know why you would want to do that, you poor soul. But anyway, I'm gonna end the video, grab maybe a cupcake or an ice cream, I don't know. But yeah, in part 2, I'm gonna have some food to eat. Ooh!